Wow, that is a long time to wait. That's a full minute and 30 seconds plus however much more was here while I was just waiting. So it's gonna be a while. Hey, Bricks. Wow, that's a long time from now. All right, so goals. We all have goals. Goals in life are fantastic things. This is just a yellow notepad from Ampad, made in USA. Cool. It's a banking sheet basically, but I whip out a Sharpie and we're gonna write down the goals for the stream today. So goals, stream, August 3rd. Phone, where'd it go? Got another 30 seconds till we get to the 0 mark. All right, so we'll be working on this. This is an older G36 model, so rail system update, magwell / magazine, pistol grip, we'll maybe work on the trigger, we'll see about that, and then the stock hinge and button. So that will be pretty much everything that we need today. Goals. That'll be everything that we're doing today, I should say. We've already done the handguard and updated the barrel. The barrel is actually now a part of the full gun itself, which is just slightly cooler. I'll put my Sharpie back where it goes. Where are we at in terms of time? We're at a minute, so that worked out pretty good. We're going to go ahead and start stream. I should post anywhere that we're streaming. We'll go to Facebook and Twitter. Facebook. That is okay. All right. Enter. Oh, I'm not logged in. Never mind. I screw it. I just won't post. There, we'll go post to Hangouts. Screw that. Done. Yeah. So, where do I want to start out of all of everything I have? I got 4 things to do. Which would be the easiest? I think pistol grip area will be pretty easy to go through first. We'll put my phone over here. So, all right. In terms of pistol grip, basically all I've really wanted to do is kind of come through and edit how wide this grip is. I should turn my big PC on first as well. Silly old me. Oh, that bang was probably really loud to you guys' ears. I apologize if that was the case. I need a reference image for the G36, so silly old me needs to get a G36 up and running. I've had an idea for a while now of how I wanted to make a better G36C grip, and if it turns out the way that I think it's going to turn out, it's going to be a pretty awesome grip when it ends. Basically, how I'm thinking about doing it is, ooh, I'm not logging in underneath that account. I'm logging in underneath this account. I'll be doing it so that it's like a standard grip, but it's going to be slimmed down to, yeah, the base colors are just me working in bright colors so I can see different details. Like, it's really hard to see this detail right here while it's all in black, because it really doesn't show off shadows and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be like the standard way that most people build grips for the angle using the Technic and then the 1x3 slope pieces, but it's going to be slimmed down to one stud down, and then I'll set up brackets basically so that I could use slope pieces to get it to Rainbow Six Siege G36, so that it's just this nice streamlined grip on the G36. And then once I finish building the G36, I can build the other family of G36 rifles, or more families of the G36 rifles, I should say. Sir, yes. Okay, good. View image. It's quite a small image, to be completely honest, but it's what I got. It's what I got. All right. All right. So first things first, we're going to be removing this section of the trigger guard entirely. Then we will be removing all of this. So if you've ever wondered what a G36 looks like without a grip, that's what it looks like. So this needs a little updating, to be completely honest. But I think what I'll also do is come in and work on this a little bit through here. So turn this into, what is going on? Oh, okay, that's weird. I'm going to build everything out of a blue color so we can see exactly what would come through and changed. What's this here? What's this here? Ooh, actually, no, maybe I could. I need to save just a little bit of room for a Technic piece to come through. So we'll see exactly how I can change this and how I can't in a moment. We're going to make this into a 3-stud wide section. No, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it a different way. To make things 3-stud wide a different way. A more strong way, essentially. Could I do it this way? I might. I think I could do it this way. Let's see. I think if we do that and then we add just double. Is this what? No, that's not what I think it does. But I think if we do that, and then we place one of you, you really don't fit there? Thought you would have fit there. It is in fact made with the new small round tiles, yes. This could be interesting. Let's see exactly where this leads in terms of making something 3 studs wide. And looking at Hangouts, I don't see anything. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, this is cool, but I have no use for this. So, yeah. You need to stop being so lazy and just do this. This area here is there and starts the little rounds part. That round part is what I'm looking at trying to replicate in some sort of fashion. Maybe you ever think that you could do something really crazy with Lego bricks and it just works out the first time you tried to do something really crazy with it? Interesting. You remember how I talked about doing something really crazy and it just works out all of a sudden? This is kind of what I meant. I didn't know that you could do this, to be completely honest. I really didn't. So I could alternate, maybe? What happens if I put one here? Does this work the same way? Just place, okay, place one of them here. And what happens if I do that? I don't understand these types of things. Interesting. I don't even know if this would be considered unique, and I don't even know, like, is this something that some people know about already, or is this like something new to the community? Because this is crazy at this point with how this has been designed. That means that all of this is upside down and it fits relatively flush, and you wouldn't be able to tell where things are until you look at these plates right here, because you'd be able to see these. So the reason I flip these upside down is to use the curve that's going on here. So if we do this curve ends this stock right here. Yeah. All right. So it'll end right about there. We start the curve. So that's 45. And then I want this curve to be slightly below here. To just about there. And then slide this here. And then take a 3. No, we'll do a 4. We'll do a 4. 4 out to there. 4 out to there. Take a 1 and a 1. Place this here and this one here. You can actually bring this one down by 1, which means you can move all of this down by 1. Man, my phone hasn't been going off all day, but the second I start streaming, it has started blowing up. So let's take and we'll alternate these pieces so that these become stronger. Just like so. Grab you and pull you up to here. And that'll serve as what it needs to serve. So, crap, like I got so much going on. Let's go over here. All right, so this goes here, like so. Then we're gonna add in a U, followed by a U, followed by U, and U. And then we're gonna come fill this in. We're gonna do a 3 and a 2 instead of a 4 and a 1. Boom and boom. Oh, that thing. Gotcha. I see. So that comes up like that. If we do, we'll add just one of these right here, kind of like that. And we'll come in and we'll fill in the stock just a tad bit more on the back. So the 3 stud thing that's about to happen here is going to be a little interesting with how it's going to shape out to be, I think. This and this are going to be removed, and instead we are going to replace them with winging it. We'll see if we need to move these up or down any direction. So we'll do something like that. And then this piece here should sit directly in the middle and still be able to tilt as needed. Oh boy. Scratch, scratch, scratch. So the next part is I gotta slightly think about it. Is a 3 followed by one of you. No, not a 3. It'd be a 1. Well, then this is just slightly more complicated. Technic piece. This piece right here. Okay. Followed by this piece with you. Here. No, not that. We'll do 3. Okay, why are you not slide in where I need you? Followed by so if I clamp these together, then it doesn't matter how they're connected at the top, right? So if I do this, and then the way that I plan on doing what I'm about to do is slightly easier. Basically, hopefully, this is some CUDA-ish right here is what I'm doing right now, because the last time I did something like this, I ended up with how the CUDA looks basically. So this comes here, then we do that, and then that. What if I do that? Ooh, it doesn't fit where I need it to. Crap. So let's think. We can use our brains, right? We got brains. If we go to set up the curve, it would be, but I don't want it to be 3. So, because if I do 3 and then I add 1 on it, it would be too big. But if I do 2 and then the curve, I think 2, no, 2 is way too big. We'll do, let's try it with 1. What's going on? What happened? Let's do that. And then follow that up with something along the lines of that. I'm working on a project actually for something that's going on in the community. Once I'm able to talk about it just a little bit more, we'll talk about it more, obviously. But for now, I'm going to be working on Rainbow Six Siege loadouts. Like I said, once I'm able to talk about what's happening in the community and stuff, I would gladly tell you guys, but I'm not able to talk just yet. So this actually works out for the better because I'm able to use, damn it, this piece right here. And then I can actually use this piece to rotate over to the other side. Wait, wrong piece. This piece. Go right here. And that will form the basis of the grip. We'll follow that up with a U. And to get to the bottom of there, we do 2, 1, and 1. So, copy, Control C, Control V. I don't know how that worked out, but it did. Down to there, like so. Slide. Plate in. That is actually decently scaled. So we'll do that. And then for how this back is going to be, the back is going to work, we're going to skip down to there. So then we start this one holding onto the panel. And then this one's holding onto those. Just one of the corner pieces. Place this here. Place this here. Actually, with the space that's on the other side, we could use the one with all the 4. Here, here, here. Skip 2. There, 2. There. Oh, well, I think we'll stop. Just short. What's going on my phone? Come over here. Okay. That. Come over here. This is 1, and then this is 12. So we'll do a 3. 3. So 10. 10 would be the next one. Boom. Boom. So now then the goal is to use this piece, but still be skinnier than 4 studs, which I am, which is the goal, and that worked. So good. Do this. Like so. And then kind of come in and do how the back actually kind of comes up here. Let's see if this will work right here. And then can I just kind of somehow slide you in? No, I can't. That's unfortunate. Can I slide you in? Yes. Can I kind of do that with it? If I just leave these off, am I able to come up with you like that? Can I even take it to 3? I cannot take it to 3. What's blocking it? This piece is blocking it. What if we take in Change this to 4s. Change this to 4s. Slide in a 3 and a 3. Okay, let's hide this. Connect this, and then I think that'll be that. No. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that for now. As for this back strap, towards the top, do a 4, just like that, then towards the bottom, bump it up to an 8, just like that, 4, and then another 4, so then it gets wider toward the bottom, which is appropriate. Can I do a 6? 6 will not fit. 6 will fit there. Do this 1 right there. Follow this up with U right here, like so, and a G-slope right there. Just like that. Is this one of, no. Let's grab one of you, flip you upside down like so, move you up to here, and then hello, person. Ow, ooh, I just popped my neck in a very weird way that hurt really bad. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Ooh. What if I do... a 4? No, this one? Just like so. Because the bottom does get slightly wider, so maybe we could do something like that. Followed by this and this with a 3, just like that. This here, this here. Now then, this grip is still too collapsed. It needs to stand out. Yes, I know you can help me with that, so thank you for coming and being here with me so that you can assist in my needs. Place that there. It's here. It's here. Then is that... No. Okay. Like the gap and stuff going along there will slightly bother me, but we'll see exactly what it looks like once we're finished. just like that. And then we can two followed by that. Place this here. Place you here. Oh, that's a 4. Followed by that. Instead, what we'll do is scroll, grab you, put you on your anti-stud right there, you, that, and then do that, just like so. And then you should fit there. So let's go ahead and grab this corner piece. We're going to alternate corners so it's sticking on different sides. Till we get down to here. And we just kind of come in and fill in as needed. Just like so. And then maybe this will fit where I needed it to. Of course it didn't. What I might end up doing is deleting that out. How big were these? 12s. We'll switch these with 10s. So. And then this one, we're going to delete you and we're going to replace with the 4s, like so. Place a 1 here, a 1 here, and then we're going to use you and you to be able to use those right there. Like that. Going to do something like that along those lines. All right, so now we just kind of come in and fill this in. kind of like that. Cool. All right. So yeah, trigger guard. Delete this out. Replace that with you. Replace this with you. Oh god, that's way far down. Out. Let's do it this way instead. Just like that. Place you here. Come down and up, maybe. All right. Actually, we might have to come up with it even more. I think that would be just about the spot. So we'll do full 3. Come out with it. She's slope up to there. And then take a 2 to there, like so. Make this one a flat piece like that. Cool. All right. That's that. We'll take and extend this out by 1, like so. Trigger guard. We'll come down. And up. I can't think of any stories. I like have stories, but I don't think any of them are really entertaining enough to be considered for story time. Why are you calling me? Why beeth calleth me? Why do I don't? What do I do? Why are you calling me? Eh. Eh. Nah. That's not going to fit. But I have a new way of doing things now because the accidents happen basically. So I can sink it even further in, doing that magically because the Lego system is weird and complex but slightly cool in some unique and different ways sometimes. And then this will fit right in there and not work the way that I needed it to. So fuck. That's like, oh, come on, man. That's like literally right there. What if we do just one down, one up? So we'll do one down, one down, down, one up, one up. Ah, ha ha, close enough. Fuck you, LDD. Yeah, but whenever you call me, I get worried that something bad is happening. Alright. Boom. That part of the grip has now been done. Official drink sponsor today is McDonald's McCafe. This is a large chocolate milkshake. Wasn't planning on stopping by McDonald's today. I'm trying to save a little money. And then my dad called me and asked me to stop by McDonald's for him. So I ended up stopping by McDonald's today. I even get a cherry in that one. A cherry is the best part. What I like to do is drink everything else, including the whipped cream, and then leave the cherry for last. But they didn't even give me a cherry. So, like, shit, McDonald's, what are you doing? Pistol grip _ ROUGH save. And then where's my mouse? I'm gonna go ahead and come back through and paint this the proper colors. So minimize that, minimize that. You go here and you go here. Open that up, just like so. Boom. I think we should actually extend this out. So this piece here, we're actually going to delete and we're going to replace with this version here, like so. Just like that. That's much better. Alright. Well, I've already kind of started basically since I just moved what I just moved. But I guess the next portion to begin is going to be working on the magwell and trying to get it up and running like it should be. Just like that. It does exactly what we want. Alright. Let's go ahead and basically come through and delete a whole bunch of stuff. Whoop. So I'm glad they didn't soil. That would have sucked. Far up. I'm gonna go. We'll go up to there. All right. Boom. And speaking of laundry, I should probably go check mine because mine's was only a quick wash. So yeah, mine's definitely done by now. Well, I shouldn't say that. Our washing machine's weird. So I'm gonna go check my clothes actually. All right, I'm back. Could be napping, pretending. Oh, man, I don't know. It's looking kind of scary out there. Yeah. So, making 4 stud wide magwells that fit 3 stud wide magazines is slightly difficult, but we should be able to do it. So, delete this, delete that. Actually, we're going to keep one side to demonstrate the curve that we had beforehand. And then the next step, not using those, we're going to be using brackets. The brackets that we'll be using are these ones. They'll be going here. They'll be going here, just about. And then we'll be using these ones. Okay, so first curve will be done using that, like so. I think that was fine. What did she do to you? Did she scratch you? Did she slap you? Did she make fun of you? Did she yell at you? Did she scream at you? Did she do any of that? Next step would be using one of these upside down. To do that, we're going to require something. Like that. That seems about right. She's usually really into the electronics and whatnot. I don't know why either. She's kind of young to be into all of the electronics and stuff. Why is she? Well, I guess it's just instinct at this point as to why she's so aggressive. Because I couldn't think of any other reason why she'd be so aggressive. So this isn't connected to something so it can do what it needs to do, but this one's not. So let's try to reinforce some of this by using that, that, and that. Take one of these down here. So, and I've already screwed up. Look at this magazine. 2x8? It should be like 2x7. What the heck am I doing? Basically, let's remove you and you. Duplicate you. Move the back to here. You aren't connected to anything, but you could be. So let's take and wait. That's connected to the gun. What the heck? Should not be connected to the gun. Yeah, so we can connect you using a 1 and 2. Are you sure? Like, I don't know. I haven't. One of Isaiah's sister. Ooh. Shouldn't have said that. Just pause for a moment. Someone at work. Yeah, she's pretty hardcore. To the point where she was assaulting counselors today. It got so bad that they had to call their mom to come pick them up. Well, to come pick her up in particular, but then had to pick up the brother too. So it ended up being a pretty big ordeal in the long run because of everything that went on. She literally, the way the counselor was describing it, she literally went to every single person on the playground and hit every single one of them for essentially no reason, right? Because there really isn't a reason to go around hitting every single kid on the playground. And I'm not talking like simple stuff. I'm talking like legit walked to every single kid on the playground and hit every single one of them just because she wanted to, I guess. There's really no reason that I could think of that you would do something like that. We're gonna raise this up by a whole bunch up to there. Over, grab you, see there, delete out that can stay. Man, like, she went up to every kid, hit every single kid, and then when the counselor stepped in, obviously because the counselor has to step in, like, you can't just have kids walking around hitting other kids and then not do anything about it. She started hitting every single counselor that approached her. And then it basically got to the point where they called over another counselor who wasn't even involved to take her and down to the office, because at that point we had to get the office involved because there was way too much hitting going on for the child to stay. Because once you get into having a safety hazard for other children, we can't keep you. You have to go home, or someone has to come get you, or you get to sit in the office the entire time. You can't. Yeah, you can't just have kids walking around hitting counselors and other kids just for whatever reason. It's literally, you literally just can't. It doesn't work that way. I've had quite a few problem child children this summer camp. There's a whole bunch. Let me tell you, it's not easy at all. And it's interesting, at least to say. It's not exactly what it used to be when things were, you know, decently, it would be decently somewhat easy to control kids, just to be able to corral them together, explain to them how things work, different things like that, and then continue on with it from there. But nowadays, kids aren't like that. They really could give two craps about being at summer camp and doing activities with counselors and things like that. They don't care about any of that. They could care less. They'd much rather be at home on their iPad day in and day out playing the games that they want to play rather than playing the games that you want to play, because in the end, what you want to play is not what they want to play. You could want to play the most fun game in the world, and there could be a Wii right beside the most fun game in the world, and most of these kids nowadays would rather play the Wii. Not even like a Wii U, by the way, just a standard Wii. So it's not exactly the best of situations going on right now, because it irks me that you bend over backwards so many times trying to find interesting, fun, unique activities for these kids to enjoy, and they just kind of don't give a crap about it. Just like to do their own thing. You could literally try anything with them, and it just does not work. I've tried so many different activities with my kids, trying to find something that they want to do, and it just does not work. It's gotten to the point where I just don't let my kids play on the Wii anymore, because I'm tired of it. Like, you're at a summer camp. I think while you're at summer camp, you're supposed to be doing summer camp activities. You're not exactly there just to sit around and play video games all day. If that was the case, you might as well just stay home and not even pay to come to summer camp. So I've started to limit the amount of electronic time that they can get. I made that decision as counselor. That decision was backed up by management, because management basically agrees they would much rather have the kids out being physically active and different things like that, as opposed to sitting on their butts all day long. Hi, Calicia. Playing the Wii. Alright, let's hide you again. Come in and build this up. Some more. Comes there. 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 That's there. Slide this one to place along with that one. Like so. Boom. Boom. Today was a pretty fun day because I had a kid that started pitching a fit at like 5:05, and then 10 minutes later, while she was still pitching a fit, her dad walked out of the door and just kind of like looked at her and then looked at me and went, "What's up with her?" And I was like, "Well, she wasn't listening, so we came out here to take a break and relax a little bit, and this is the way that she's been ever since we did that." And then he just kind of, I explained exactly what was going on with our situation and whatnot. He just kind of stared at her as she was still pitching a fit and crying and different things like that. And I was like, yeah, this kid is just seeking the utmost attention that I can possibly give, and I can't give as much as she wants. I've got other kids that I also have to watch and things like that. So I try my absolute hardest, but the second she doesn't get all of the attention, she pitches fits and does unsafe things so that she can get attention, and then we end up having to make all sorts of judgment calls that are really difficult to make, that basically revolve around conscious discipline. The first step in conscious discipline is reminding people if they're being helpful or hurtful. So I had to sit down in front of her and I was like, "Are you being helpful or hurtful to your friends while you're sitting here dancing around in very unsafe fashions?" And then, obviously, most of that, she was like, "Oh, it's whatever, I can do what I want," type of situation. And that's big. Can I bring that up by one? Let's put it there and put this one here. Interesting. So, are you being helpful or are you being hurtful? If they don't stop by that point, you move on to step 2. Step 2 is offering them a safe place of some kind. Well, the safest place that I can offer is the office, but the office is really busy because we're about to switch back over into aftercare programs because school's about to start again, and because of that, I can't just take her to the office and dump her on them. So she ends up getting outside because if I can't be in the office, a quiet place to think about things would be outside. So I took her outside and I sat by the door so that we sat by the door so that if it rained, she couldn't get wet at all. And not even because I technically didn't sit by the door. She sat underneath the cover of the door, and then I sat out in the open on a milk crate just in case it rained. I was just going to sit there and get soaked, to be completely honest, until she got it through her head that we weren't going inside until she calmed down. Which Took her quite a bit of time before she even realized exactly what was going wrong. So I then had to remind her. I was basically like, need I remind you that we've had to call your dad once today, which was a lie. It was literally a lie. The first time I called her dad was a lie. It was just to get her to try to like shape up and behave. So need I remind you that we've already had to call your dad once today. Obviously calling him again is not the best of decisions on your part. Is there a way that we could maybe learn from this experience so that we don't have to call our dad again? Because that's basically what conscious discipline is, learning from past experiences and making judgment decisions using our brain. Of course, she didn't particularly like me mentioning her dad, so she started crying even more and was very unhappy about the entire situation. At that point, her dad walked out and just kind of stared at her, and I was like, well, hi. This is how she's been pretty much all day today. She's been disrespecting counselors, up moving around out of the seat, different things like that. I've tried a whole bunch of stuff with her to try to get her to calm down, and it's not working at all. And the best thing that I can do is offer her a safe place, and this is our safe place, and that's why we're outside, and she's not accepting it. So, yeah, have fun taking your daughter home because she's acted really bad all day today, which is honestly not surprising because she does it all the time. I got lucky that her dad came and picked her up, though, because usually it's mom, and mom is a little bit more laid back and relaxed. Mom does issue discipline, though, so that's an upside. It's just dad is not as strict. Well, I shouldn't say that. Dad's effect when it comes to dishing out punishment and stuff is basically a stern look kind of situation. He's a cop for the Orange County Police Department. Whereas an effective punishment is not just a stern look or a spanking or anything like that. Effective punishments have consequences that are relatable to the offense and they're not just a timeout. There's more to it than just you hit someone in the face, you're going to come sit out. There's more to it than just that. So that's something that he could work on as a parent, but it's not my place to tell him that, so I don't, basically. Hole needs to be open because the sling mount technically runs through there. So the maggle has been updated to be 3-stud wide compatible. Ooh. So let's find out where this is connected for one. And then delete that out so I can pull this magazine out. Put this in. Okay. That's good. Take this. Shove it back in where it should be. I've had a little bit of other problems with other kids. It blows my mind how some of these kids can do some of the stuff that they do and just not learn their lesson. Like, I've had so many people get hurt doing something that they knew they weren't supposed to be doing, and then get back up after getting hurt and then continue doing it again. Playing tag inside is not a good idea. The reason it's not a good idea is because there's chairs there that they use for church, and they're metal legs, and they're not exactly the most cushiony chairs in the world. Like, if you run into these things while running, it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt bad. There's no way these are 8. These are 9-stud wide magazines? No way. 8, 8, 9? Wow, this is a 9-stud long magazine. Interesting. Like, it really hurts when you run into these chairs, because when I get up and I'm moving all these chairs around with my shins, just pushing my weight into them is enough to make me really regret doing it at the end of the day. So if you can imagine tripping and falling into one of these chairs face first and just like your head banging into it, these kids do that all the time. And you tell them, stop. Like, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Stop. Stop running. The reason we don't like you to run is so that you don't wind up banging your head face first into a chair. And then they go, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. And then they continue running right after you get done talking to them. It's just one of those moments where you're like, if this was like a serious thing where people would run into these chairs hurts and could kill them, you would pretty much almost much prefer someone ending up getting killed so that the kids can understand to stop running so much, right? I don't mean that the way it sounds. I think that what I'm trying to say is basically the only way for these kids to learn about consequences and mistakes and different things like that is the second someone gets hurt so bad that they see it with their own eyes, basically. I think that's the only way these kids actually finally understand what's happening is not good. So breaking a bone or cracking someone's head open is the only way that I can think that these kids would get it through their heads. Did you really mean fetus? And then on top of that, right, these kids are so disrespectful to the property of the church. Like, we have the blue sanctuary chairs, and we just found out the other day that someone took scissors to the back of one and had cut through the foam and the material on it, basically like to the front, and those are $500 chairs a piece. So when I went to the office to deliver them the news, it was not good. It was a very bad situation. I walked in with the chair in my hand, and I was like, hey guys, we found this inside the sanctuary. It looks to be like someone took scissors to the chair and cut through to the other side. And when I did that, the office was upset, and they were upset a lot, because those chairs are $500 a piece, and we just ruined one in the span of a couple seconds, basically. Seconds is the only. By having the program there, and then the kids do something like that, you start to lose ground in how you justify the program being there. And when you start to lose ground, it makes it difficult for us to keep that program. It's kind of like a snowball tumbling out of control at times. And then on Monday is when that chair was found cut. On top of that, the other day we were playing Ships and Sailors, and in Ships and Sailors, when you say ships, they run to one side of the room, and when you say sailors, they run to the other side. And I had warned every single person in there that we don't touch the blue chairs. So when they ran, what they're supposed to do is basically just stop right before the blue chairs whenever I said those commands. Well, literally the very opening minute of the game, when I had said that, one of the kids in my group decided to ignore that statement, and when they ignored it, what they did was basically try to run up the chair like a wall, and in doing so snapped the chairs back completely in half because there's a wooden section behind it, which pissed me off so bad because the ones who are going to get in trouble is basically me and the other counselors for not paying attention to the group or not doing everything in our power to make sure the group didn't do something like that. So I had to go take that chair down to the office as well, which was not fun. It was slightly easier though because the person who I needed to go take it to wasn't in at the time. So I got lucky in not having to deal with the consequences right then and there. But of course, the next day when that person came in, they were upset about it, and I had to deal with the consequences then. Basically, the consequences got to the... how the consequences were is basically like, the person who did it, I want to talk to. So we had to go get the kid who did it. And like, this is from someone who like never talks to people when something like this happens. So, ooh, what just happened? To hear this person want to talk to someone about what had happened is kind of one of those scary moments where you're just like, ooh, something bad is about to happen. And yeah, it ended up working out. Basically, it's just the same talk that I get, but for a kid, more or less, just kind of like a, yeah, each one of those chairs costs $500. I don't think your parents have enough to pay for it. So, yeah, don't do that next time. Use your brain and think about what you're doing before you just try to run up a chair. And I'd also like to add, do your parents let you do stuff like that at home? Because I don't think they do. So why would you ever do it here? Type stuff. Standard conversations that you have with kids after something like this happens. On top of them breaking a chair that day, there was also gum found in the carpet, and I had to spend 30 to 45 minutes getting gum out the damn carpet, which is like the worst thing in the world. I hate having to do that. Hate it, hate it, hate it. It's just, oh, so bad, so annoying. Like, how hard is it to literally walk over to a trash can when you gotta spit your gum out, and then walk back? It's literally all they have to do, and they just never do it, which makes my life miserable, because then I'm the one who has to come in and clean the gum out the carpet, because the kids aren't allowed to use the machine that we use to get gum out of the carpet, or the chemicals that we use to get gum out of the carpet. And to be quite honest, I would never trust any of those kids with boiling hot water, because getting gum out of the carpet is a two-step process that you switch between regularly. The first thing that you do is you get an ice cube, you put it on the gum, and then you let it sit on that spot of the gum for 45 seconds while applying slight pressure. And then you remove the ice cube, and then you pull on the gum. That makes it hard and brittle so that you can pull as much as you can up. After that, you place a let me think about how I'm going to do this. Oh, I think we'll do it just like that. You do, after the ice cube, and you try to get up as much as you can, I go over it with a carpet machine, which is a handheld one, so I have to move it around with my hands, not, you know, an automatic one, which would be easier. As you can get you try to get as much of it up as you can with that. If you can't get everything, the next step is using hot water. The boiling hot water that I used kind of melts the gum a little bit, and then after that point, I use the carpet machine again to kind of get the melted sections up, and then I switch back to the ice, carpet machine, back to the hot water, carpet machine, and you keep going until pretty much all of it is out, which is not exactly the most fun of things to be doing at all. So yeah, that's why that machine was out. Freaking sucked. On top of that, all the toilets that are clogged and things like that are just the absolute worst too. Just like I said, it blows my mind how these kids will just not bat an eye at, oh, hey, the toilet's clogged. Whatever, looks like I might as well use it anyways. And then they'll sit there and use the toilet and get it more clogged. And then they'll come and be like, oh, well, the toilet's clogged, but I wasn't the one who clogged it. Someone else clogged it. And then you look at them and you're like, oh, really? Someone else clogged it? Because you know what they did was basically just not care at all for the property that's not theirs. I mean, why should they, right? It's not their property. Why would they care? That's how most of everyone thinks. I can't think of anything else. I've also, like, the throat's starting to hurt a little bit. What do you mean? Gotcha. Never mind, I see what you mean. What the fuck? Oh, shit. I screwed up on the magazine big time somewhere. And I think that's gonna really affect how this all is gonna work in the long run. I would much prefer school to be the Arctic than a sauna, though. I think it's easier to concentrate when you're not sweating out the ass. And I think it'd be better in the long run to be concentrated the most at school as opposed to anywhere else. I get the house being the sauna because that was my house not too long ago, since our AC also went out relatively a short time ago. So I understand your pain, babe. Just can't help. To be fair, why hasn't anyone called in like a repair guy? Like, huh? I understand waiting till the weekend like we did because it's like double, triple the rate if they come out on weekends. But it's almost the weekend, so you should be doing it now before it turns into the weekend? Question mark? Okay then. I don't know either. I would think that the main goal would be to get someone out there ASAP for something that serious, because that's pretty serious going into summertime here in Florida with how hot it is. That's a recipe for disaster. And y'all don't live on a lake like I do. So it's even worse. Because at least I have a lake breeze and something to hold me over. You guys don't have anything to hold you over. Aside from possibly the tropical storm or whatever thing is out there, that could deliver you guys winds and stuff like that that you could use to stay cool with, but at the same time I don't think that's the best of things to be relying on. I don't like the looks of that, so I'm going to keep it simple. And just do it like that. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now too, because if you didn't have that, you'd be going into things a lot worse off, to be completely honest. I'll save as. Unfortunately, I can't do it the correct way. Magwell magazine etched. Just like that. What is this? 1 by 12? Goodbye. We're replacing you. Save. Alright. I'm going to the bathroom, then I'll be back. Who stole all your food? What time is it? 9:30? Perfect. I'm actually gonna get off and go do some smite things because I haven't played in, well, a long time, honestly, and I think some friends of mine would like me to come back to play with them. So we got pretty far actually with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and end stream after I upload this to Google. Creations, guns, new folder, Z, H, and K, G36C. Gotcha. Mark II, Rainbow Six Siege, end it there. I think that's everything that we need for a folder. Good. So we'll open, wait. What was that underneath it? Oh. Well, I apparently already have one here, to be completely honest, so whoops. We can go ahead and minimize that. Take these three and move them over. Boop, boop, boop. 3 uploads complete. And we can take all 5 of these and go ahead and delete them. And I've already got you all in there as well, from what I believe, so we can get rid of you too. So let's see, that was the 5.7, and then the Hellcat. So yeah, the Pt.3 Bizone I really don't care about too much. So that's there. Then we can get rid of you somewhere-ish. There, drive.google.com, so we can start rendering, so I can update social media because I haven't done that in a while. Lego creations, yada yada yada, guns. Scroll down until we get to G36C Mark II from Rainbow Six Siege. Then we're gonna grab the Magwell magazine. We're gonna download this, and then we're gonna render it. That's gonna be doing its own thing. And I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream out here. So remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you guys can get notified and see all the cool custom rendered images and stuff that I do. Also, check out my website at bluejaythemeister.weebly.com where certain things will be updated as I get a chance to do it. Maybe that'll be next stream. I don't know. Who knows? And subscribe, rate, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribing lets you get notified of whenever I go live, so you guys can see my live streams as well as all the videos that I come out with eventually. I'm still kind of doing my own thing right now when it comes to doing videos, but we'll get there eventually in terms of production quality to the point where I'm able to actually make good videos one day, soon, eventually. We'll see. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I'll see you guys later in another live.